To solve the system of equations, we could either use the substitution method or the elimination method. I will briefly show you how to begin the elimination method here, but in this case, it is much simpler to use the substitution method. If we were to use the elimination method, we would need to have two like variables with the same coefficient with opposite signs. We could either we could multiply this entire equation by -4, so that way we would have -4x from this multiplication, -8y, and then -32. And then when we write our top equation, we would have these would cancel or be eliminated, and then we would only have our y variables left, and thus the elimination would have been successful. You could have also done to your first equation, you could have multiplied your first equation by a +2. So then you would have had 2 times 4x would be 8x, 2 times -y is -2y, and then 2 times 5 is +10. Then when you combine with your other equation, your y's would instead cancel or eliminate, leaving you with just your x variables. But again, that's a lot of extra steps. It will be much faster to do substitution methods. That's what I'm going to show you to solve the problem. In this method, what we're going to do is try to isolate this variable y so that we can substitute its value into our second equation. So let's go ahead and pull that aside and do opposite operations to isolate y. We're going to add y to both sides since it's the opposite of subtraction. These will cancel, giving us 4x is equal to 5 plus y. Then to isolate y, we'll need to do the opposite and subtract 5 from both sides. These will cancel, leaving us with 4x minus 5 is equal to y. And now that we have a value for y, we can go ahead and plug that number in to y, or substitute it in for y in our second equation. Here we will have x plus 2 times y, which is 4x minus 5, is equal to 8. Now we can do distributive property. 2 times 4x will give us 8x. And 2 times -5 will give us a -10 is equal to 8. Now we can combine like terms. X plus 8x will give us 9x minus 10 is equal to 8. Then opposite operations, we can add 10 to both sides. These will cancel, leaving us with 9x is equal to 18. And finally, 9 is being multiplied to x, so the opposite is division on both sides. These will cancel, giving us x is equal to 18 divided by 9 is 2. So our x value has to be 2, which means our answer choices are either C or D. Now to find our y value, we just have to plug x in to one of our equations back here. Grab a new color. Let's do green. We can plug x into this second equation here just because x doesn't have a coefficient, and that will save us a step. So we'll write x, which is equal to 2, plus 2y is equal to 8. We use this equation here. And now we just solve for y. Opposite operations, we'll subtract 2 from both sides. These will cancel, giving us 2y is equal to 8 minus 2 is 6. Then 2 is being multiplied to y, so we will divide the opposite operation on both sides. And that will leave us with y is equal to 6 divided by 2 is 3, making answer choice C our correct answer.